told you I'm back to doing some more openings again because I got the itch to open some cards on camera. It's been a while. It's been a long while. And I'm not even gonna make any excuses and say like, oh boy, it's been like a year. Which I feel like it actually has been like a year. I've been doing a lot of stuff off camera, and I just, I'll be honest, I've been living my life. Sometimes being able to sit down and just open these to myself, and then play the game was a bit more relaxing than always having to like think about like I gotta set up the camera, I gotta import the files, and that's why I just don't do it. But today we are hunting for the one, the only Dragon Master Magia. I did actually end up pulling that off camera, surprise, surprise, which is probably why I got the itch. I pulled Magia off camera after buying 3 boxes from local, and I got the itch to do it again. I just want to pull something hype. If we pull nothing hype, it is what it is. We tried. But yeah, the big chase cards inside this set are Phantom Yubel, which is a relatively broken card. The effect isn't that crazy. What makes it so insane is the fact that Yubel is not once per turn on summons, which means if you run 3 in your extra deck, and as long as you have a Yubel card in your hand, graveyard, or field, very easy to do with that deck, by the way, you can summon 3. The reason why that's annoying is if you're going first and they go second, they break your board, they'll summon 3, they'll just ram their heads into your strongest monster and you die. Yeah, it works like that. If it was up to me, I would definitely limit it to 1. Some will argue that will kill the deck, but I don't think so, just because the deck can do a lot. But 3, most decks run 2, let's be honest. Most decks run 2, so if they semi-limit it, it doesn't do anything. I mean, if you're playing like Cashier, I guess, you can summon Unicorn and hit 1 from your extra deck. Then they only have 1 left to play with, but still, like, I feel like the card does way too much for such a free and easy summon. The other hit, of course, is Magia. It's the big one. It's gone up the price a lot. There's a lot of like controversy with it. A lot of FOMO happening. Whoop. A lot of FOMO happening with it. I think this is why the prices are going up. A lot of people are arguing that once the card gets a reprint, the price will die, which I disagree with. Prices for max rarity don't usually like change that much, unless it's a very playable card. A Magia, in my opinion, is a iconic card. We have Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon with Demok riding on the back. Like, that card is sick art-wise, nostalgic. You know, people who grew up with original duel monsters will see that card and want it, you know? And the reason why I don't think the price will go down compared to other cards is because other cards are usually expensive because they're playable. For example, Phantom Yubel, I'm recording this video, is like a $250 QCR. The only reason why is because you want max rarity of it. When that card gets a reprint, I think like the regular version is like $40, $50, $60 card. When it gets reprinted, the playable version of the card will drop to like maybe like 10, 15, you know, and then like the new one will be like 10, 15, $5. But as far as max rarity, the max rarity will kind of go down, but no one's collecting Phantom Yubel, if that makes sense. So you have the whole aspect of Yubel, which even though it is kind of a iconic GX card, it's more of a meta card. But no one's playing Dragon Master Magia. The card is really hard to summon and really easy to out. That's the issue. And the only reason why the price went up isn't because people are playing in their imaginary Blue Eyes decks. It went up because it's like the 10,000 Dragon of 2024. That's why. That's what's going on. Yeah, so that's what's happening. So when the reprint does inevitably happen, probably in Bonanza, the price might go down from like $800 to like $700, from $500 to like $400. But by then, there's not going to be any more QCR reprints, which Konami has said they're not going to do. So the only way the price will ever be truly affected is if in the future they reprint it as like a Starlight, for example, which I don't think they'll do. But for some reason, if they do, then the price will go down. But the price will never go down for this being like the highest possible rarity you can get if it's the only like super shiny card. The only reason why like Stardust Dragon went down is because it was a Starlight, which is a very expensive Starlight at the time. But then they reprinted it as essentially a free tint promo. It was exactly the same. That's why that went down. But like as far as Magia, like I said, the only way Magia will like severely decline in price is if they reprint it in like Starlight, whatever they end up calling it after, you know, this year, and it's like super common. But I don't think they'll do that because just how iconic it was. For like the Western release. Nobody cared about it in Japan. I mean, I think some people kind of did. That free Clara. Some people kind of did, but not really. I believe the QCR in Japan maintained its price pretty well amongst like the crazy reprints that it had. At the end of the day, you're always gonna have people who want, you know, one, the super shiny card for the collection, and then people who want to play the super shiny card. So that's just how it works. The only reason why prices go up and down with playable cards is because either the cards get banned, strong cards come out. People don't really care. Essentially, it's collectors that are causing Magia to be as expensive as it is. But then again, everything's a wild card. You never know. By the time, the reprint happens, maybe people won't care about Magia. Maybe the one person who bought out every single copy of Magia will get thirsty and sell them all at once. And then giant supply kicks in with no demand and the card goes down. So anything can happen at the end of the day. Oh, this little disclaimer there. All right, we're gonna end the first box with no QCR, Georges. And I went on to the next box and hope for something. Again, my big goals here are, I would love another copy of Brain Fusion. I think I have 2 copies in QCR. So if I get one more, I can, play that on my deck. Because in the TCG, Brain Fusion is still at 3, sorry, not 1. It's a 1 in Master Duel in the OCG. See what we got. Also wouldn't mind Snatch Deal and stuff like that. And obviously the big one's gonna be Asia. Nothing there. But I did buy these boxes at the same time I bought the boxes with the Ruxin battle. And considering I pulled 2 QCRs out of those initial 3 boxes, the chance of there being more QCRs in this batch is like very, very small. Very, very small. That means what probably happened is they probably grabbed 6 boxes out of the same case, and I hit the 2 out of 3 in that case. Or maybe, when I bought these boxes, they just had them all on the shelf and just grabbed them in. Never know. Never know. Getting nothing here now. Hey. All else fails, at least I pulled the QCRs in the video that mattered. In the box battle. That by the time you're watching this, I have no idea what Ruxin pulled yet. I record these at the same time. And for all you know, his video is up right now and he has Magia in his boxes. In which case, congrats. Well deserved, finally. Whoop. Proxy Magician. Imagine the 3rd QCR is actually inside this batch too. Maybe this all came from the same case. Pretty hype, won't lie. So I opted to buy 6 boxes instead of just 3. I can get one video where I'm battling him and then one more. Bryonic! The most common Edison cards. Oh, that's not the same Bryonic, it's like a retrain. Still, I hate Bryonic. Ritual Bead. It's funny how awful Battle Legends sets usually are. All they do is drop the worst cards in it, and then they squeeze something cool inside that makes you want to get the boxes. Sure, Jade. But yeah, if they didn't have like Magia in here, even if they only had just Ray, I feel like I wouldn't care. Magia definitely made it fun. Ray was cool too, because it's another QCR exclusive alt art. I need to see something else worthy of wanting to chase. Otherwise, it's not as fun to open. Although I'm not gonna lie to you, if I pull a Ray right now, despite having 3 PSA 10s, I will be excited. Again, that's the big chase next to Magia. And the Anubis. And the Anubis have a QCR. Like people play that sometimes. Ranguno. Right. Yeah, looking like we used up all our luck enough in those first set of boxes. And Anubis back to back almost. Alright, all we need is one big QCR, and it makes it. specifically, of course, the Magia. I don't even know why I'm opening these right now. I don't. Gen X gotta be the worst QCR you can get in the entire set. It's gotta be like the worst. It's so bad that I'm opening the rest of these off camera because it's easier to do it this way than to, like, you know, reach forward. That's very disappointing, to be honest. And I don't play Gen X, so I especially do not care about that card. The part where I end up doing this off camera and end up pulling Magia and then no one's gonna believe it. So let me just do this last one on here. That would have been really awkward. Again, I fear that it happens to me because when it does, no one's gonna believe it. You set it up. I do not care enough. I don't. Right. Well, I mean, at least he looks cool. Look at him, little robot. Reminds me of like Wally. Okay, so if these all came from the same case, there is no QCR inside here. If these are all pulled from a random shelf, it's still possible to get QCR in here. Again, it usually is 3, sometimes per case. It's highly unlikely that it's always usually 3. But errors can happen. Errors can definitely happen. And to be honest, I kind of hope that we got an error for once. Oh. We'll put him here so he can join his brother here in a second. At least I got a Kurikara Divine Carnet out of that. Out of that $90 box. I actually am surprised that the boxes haven't gone up that much. I remember with Battle Legends that had 10k Dragon, the boxes got really expensive. People are pursuing that 10,000 Dragon like crazy. Fortunately, I am surprised that it's still pretty expensive. Don't get me wrong. Considering like the main hit you get inside it, box to be around 90 bucks is still fairly low. I mean, that's probably going to change down the line. That Smash Shield side probably change down the line as we get further away from the release of this set, and then more stuff coming out, and then obviously it becomes harder to find these boxes. You know, with it having such high chases between Ray and Magia, you can see the prices going up pretty high. I never recommend people to buy boxes down the line like that, because I'm gonna keep it real with you. Fortunately, there's a bunch of like scumbag sellers online. What's gonna happen is they'll open their case, they'll pull their 3 QCRs out the case. We got Diviner Herald. That's a good one. That's a great QCR. Yo, I just realized I hit 4 QCRs out of 6 boxes. That's insane. So yeah, so they were grabbed randomly from the shelves. That's good. What I was trying to tell you is, unfortunately, we do have sellers who will, you know, open their cases, they'll pull their 3 QCRs, and then they list the dead boxes online, or they save them. And they sell them later, and then people will buy them at like 4 times the price in hopes of pulling the big chases and then walk away with nothing. So that's why I don't recommend ever buying like boxes down the line, or just buying a box to sit on it. Now, if you buy a case and sit on it, then it's a bit more valuable, I guess, in that situation, because you know you have like the possibility of knowing that there's at least 3 QCRs inside that case. And then that could be better. And at that point, you can, you know, sell it at a premium and stuff like that, or sell the entire case at a premium. But I don't recommend just buying like a $90 box, unless it came from like a verified seller. Like if you buy it from like Sassy, for example, you know, Sassy got a bunch of these just sitting on the shelves in their shop. But you know, little Timmy 7 down the street, who, you know, is just holding on to these boxes, I don't know how well you can trust Timmy in that situation. All right, well, the Diviner Herald definitely made up for the Gen X pull. Didn't get Magia. I mean, that's pretty much up there. Diviner Herald is actually a great card. Actually, you can ironically use Divine Herald to summon Magia. The idea is you normal summon Herald, you send Herald of Light to the graveyard, then searches Illusion of Chaos, and then you search Magician of Souls, and you summon Magician of Souls, and send Illusion of Chaos to the graveyard. And now you have 1 of the 2 requirements. At that point, all you need to do is get access to Ultimate Dragon, whether it be on the field or the graveyard, and then you do Ultimate Fusion. Not exactly easy to do, considering every card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Today is a 1-card combo. So, like, anytime you stop one of those interactions, your deck dies. On top of that, once Magia is out in the field, even though it's 3 negates, it's 3 per type. So all you gotta do is bait out 1 monster negate and then use a second monster effect to blow it up, and then it dies. But you can bounce it. Yeah, but it doesn't bounce anything useful in the field. I guess you can bounce like Ultimate Alternative Dragon, but it's not that good. Sounds kind of weird. All right, I'm happy. We got 1 good QCR, and then we got Gen X. So not bad. 4 QCRs out of 6 boxes. Definitely a W. That said, if you want to see more, thumbs up. See you in the next upload. Peace.